LeisureTime College Gameday, America's premier portrait mode college football pregame show.
Week 4.
With your hosts, Handsome Matt and Professor Leisure.
Live from Mexico.
We are back for LeisureTime College Gameday. I'm exhausted from just climbing up this pyramid here in Mexico. So that's right, we're live from Mexico. Matt's coming in with a slight one-game lead into this week, but that's okay, folks. America, it's okay. America's team is on their way, and they're here to help. UCF, when I first moved here in 2000, UCF, we were playing in the Mid-American Conference. Then we went on to Conference USA and then the Big East, but that crumbled, and then we became the American. But now, first ever Big 12 matchup on the road at Kansas State. It's time. UCF, because it's that big win to push me back into the lead. UCF for the win. Ole Miss and Alabama. Alabama reeling, already lost to Texas, barely beat the Bulls in Tampa, squeaked by against USF. Now they're playing our guy, the Lane Train. Ole Miss, Lane Train is going to take advantage. Saban's going to try to rally the troops. This is all kinds of storylines, but I got to go with the Lane Train. I think they're going to take advantage of Alabama being on the ropes, and Ole Miss with a signature win.
All right, Alabama versus Ole Miss now. Alabama barely snuck out a win versus the USF Bulls. There's no way they're going to beat Ole Miss and the Lane Train. There's no way. Lane Train all the way. Let's go.
Wow, how appropriate. Florida State and Clemson. Florida State, my wife's alma mater, so I don't have much of a choice here. Either way, though, I still wouldn't pick Clemson. Florida State barely snuck by last week against Boston College, but everybody's going to have those games. But Florida State brings it back this week and beats Clemson. Clemson continues to stumble.
Florida State versus Clemson. Now, Florida State kind of got exposed last week, almost choking it away at the end. Now, I think this is a make or break game for the Tigers, and I think Dabo Swinney's going to come out swinging. I think I'm picking, just because of last week, I think I'm picking the Tigers for the upset versus the Seminoles. Screw FSU. Go Gators anyways.
Nice cool evening here in Mexico. Beautiful night sky. Brings up another big game, Notre Dame and Ohio State. Normally I would go straight on with Ohio State, and there wouldn't be a chance, but it's giving me pause. Notre Dame has been all over the place, but it's not going to happen. Notre Dame will not get it done. Ohio State wins.
Ohio State versus Notre Dame. This is kind of an interesting game because it's kind of a game of two teams that are kind of fraudulent in my opinion. So it's like, who's going to be the most fraudulent? I don't know. Notre Dame, I've never, ever been a believer of them. So I got to go Ohio State, although I don't think they're for real, to be honest, in a nutshell. But for this week's purposes, I'm going with Ohio State and the Buckeyes for the win.
Colorado and Oregon. Now, last week was all about Prime and Colorado. The other two shows, College Game Day and Big Noon, whatever, were live in Boulder, Colorado last week. And it almost didn't work out for Colorado and Prime. They almost lost. And now they got to play Oregon. And Oregon's one of the top teams this year. Can Prime get it back together, or is the train derailing? The train's derailing. Oregon is going to stun Coach Prime, and the narrative has taken a stumble this week. Go Ducks.
Colorado versus Oregon. My game of the week. Coach Prime. They come in. You know what? On this show, I have said I'll never bet against Nick Saban. I'll never bet against Matt Campbell. Screw that. I will never, ever bet against Coach Prime. I'm picking the Colorado Boulders for the win. Let's go.
Hey, checking out some goods here in the marketplace. Moving on to Utah and UCLA. Now, Utah got off strong, beating Matt when they played the Florida Gators, but man, UCLA, Utah, I think Utah's rolling. Utah takes the win.
UCLA versus Utah. This is going to be one of those good games. UCLA, Chip Kelly, does he still got it? Cam Rising, he's coming back from injury. Can they get the win? Whew. You know what? Only because Utah beat my Gators. I'm going to give them the credit that they really don't deserve but have. I'm picking the Utes for the win over the UCLA Bruins.
SMU and TCU. SMU has been with a stunner in conference realignment this year. SMU taking no money to join the ACC. And then you got TCU, who needs to step it up for the Big 12. So many storylines. Can SMU and TCU, a lot of bad blood there. SMU, it's not time. They might be buying some championships down the road, but TCU is going to beat SMU, shutting down a little bit of the narrative.
SMU versus TCU. I don't see you picking TCU because they ain't for real. They lost to Coach Prime, and you know what? I think the Frogs are dead. I'm going with SMU, the Mustangs, for the win. Let's go.
Maryland and Michigan State. Very distracting year for Michigan State. Mel Tucker is out. Mark D'Antonio back on the sidelines. Well, maybe not the sidelines, but he's back. You got all the alumni, the fans, and the players all trying to band together and turn this season around and not let it just spiral out of control. Will they do it? Yes. Michigan State and their fans, the alumni, everybody gets together and they beat Maryland and bring some positivity back to East Lansing.
Maryland versus Michigan State. Now, this is one of those games that not many people are talking about, but I think it's going to be a great game. But I just can't go with Maryland. Too unreliable. I'm picking Michigan State for the win. Let's go.